My name is Christine Albright. Thank you for joining me today. This business is the Multiple Sclerosis Alternative Healing Center. I work with people with MS and other illnesses and injuries. I'm a certified energetic, spiritual, and intuitive master healer. And what qualifies me to do this is that I was diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis, in 1990, and over the course of 4 years completely healed the illness. The doctors say that it's incurable, but I did find out that when doctors say it's incurable, it means that they don't have a pill or a drug for it or a medication for it. It doesn't mean the body can't heal itself, because the body does heal itself. It's amazing how the body heals itself. And we don't hear about that much in this culture, unfortunately. And the people that do know that the body can heal itself don't know how to activate it and use it in their life for healing. So I work with people nation and worldwide, teaching people how to heal themselves through Skype, over the phone, in person, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the social media. I work with people in that way. I have a website, the MSAlternativeHealingCenter.com. Feel free to visit the website and get all kinds of information. I'm going to read to you today on this Alternatives magazine. Is a article I had published in 2002, which was a long time ago, but it's when I healed the MS, and I'm going to read some excerpts from this because it explains a lot about how I healed the MS. And then I'll add to it as I'm reading. So it's called The Healing of Multiple Sclerosis, Embracing Love and the Innate Inner Healer by Christine Albright. That's me. I believe disease is a call for your attention, a knocking on the door, so to speak. Disease asks us to look deeply within to find the answers, so we can heal our beings, our hearts, our souls, our life. It asks us to heal in ways that perhaps we would never have noticed until the illness demanded our attention. In 1990, disease began pounding at my door, and I was forced to face my greatest fear, a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. With my background as a professional ballet dancer, I couldn't imagine dealing with a disease much worse, as my self-image was strongly identified with my physical abilities. I was terrified about MS and its possible deterioration of physical abilities. I had prayed at night that I would not contract this illness. I was so scared of getting MS. Colorado, which I live in Colorado, gets 10 times more cases of MS than other parts of the country, and they don't know why. They have all kinds of theories, longitude, latitude, the foods that we eat here. The northern and central states eat more saturated fats, dairy products, animal products, and they say that that is really bad for MS. And so I did some things to help that, but they don't know why. There's 10 times more cases of MS in Colorado. But so I had a lot of people in my life, my friends, my colleagues, who were coming down with MS in their 30s, and normally MS is contracted at about age 10, and it lays dormant in the body until about age 30, and I had just turned 30, and then I got diagnosed with MS, which was horrible. I was so upset, and so I'll go on and read this. I was completely devastated. For a month, as I went through the changes common to tragic news, denial, anger, sadness, and finally acceptance, doctors told me that there was nothing they could do. No treatment was available beyond medication, a course I had tried once and vowed never to do again. I got so sick from the medication that they gave me. I had lost sight in my left eye, which is a common symptom of MS, but I didn't know it at that time, and I hadn't actually not been diagnosed at that time. So I lost sight in my left eye, took their medications, had a horrible reaction to it, and I actually heard my body screaming, "Don't ever give me that drug again." But it was kind of good because that was the first time I heard my body talking to me that loudly. I would hear it when I was a dancer, but I really heard it then because it hated the drug. And so I thought, wow, that's amazing how the body will let you know when you're doing something that it doesn't want you to do, because your body knows how to heal itself. We're all set up, we're born with this incredibly innate ability to heal ourselves, and most people don't know that. And if they do know that, they don't know how to activate it, which is what I do, helping people worldwide to learn how to activate their innate inner healer. So, I went through the stages common to tragic news, denial, anger, sadness, and finally acceptance. Doctors told me there was nothing they could do. No treatment was available beyond medication. A course I tried once and vowed never to do again. Their assessment that there was this could not be healed or cured. When doctors say cured, it means they're talking about a medication. When I'm talking about healed, it's activating the body's innate ability to heal itself. Their assessment was that I could not be cured. I would just have to wait and see how it goes. Haha. What? Wait and see how it goes? Wait and see if I become disabled? That fortunately was not a concept that I could or would grasp. So what would I grasp? What would I do? I was so in despair at this point. I was so scared and afraid. Gradually, I began to focus on a feeling, not a thought, a feeling, because this whole healing process is feeling, not thought, not working in the mind and figuring it out, because we can't figure it out, or we would have done that a long time ago. I began to focus on a feeling coming up from the depths of my being, telling me, contrary to my doctor's belief, that it was, in fact, possible to heal this disease, and that I could do it. It didn't feel true to me that MS was inevitable. I knew it could be healed. I thought, we can't just be left victims. We have to be able to heal these things. So God didn't just plop us down here on the planet with no way of healing ourselves. We all have this incredible ability to heal ourselves. It's like miraculous. But you have to know how to do it, which is what I teach people how to do. This awareness was not based on any scientific evidence. It was a deep knowing that just felt true to me. So I reasoned, if in fact this could be healed, how would that happen? At this point, I hadn't a clue. I just knew it. It was just a knowing, a really deep knowing that it could be healed, but I had no idea. My parents didn't know, the doctors didn't know, my friends didn't know, I didn't know. So at first, I decided to try the traditional methods offered by my local MS center. Since looking for answers outside of myself provided no solution, I began to sense that the answers were within. I could feel something drawing me in, calling me to a very deep level inside myself, into the connection to something greater than myself, something bigger than the MS. I explored ever deeper, waiting for that moment of inner clarity when you know you've hit the truth. You just know it. You know, that just knowing feeling. You've hit the truth. At last it happened. I felt it. That jewel of deep truth revealed itself. The ultimate answer for me was God. Of course, it's God. Nobody else could do anything about it. They had no idea. It was God. So God is whatever you think it is. You know, God, Buddha, Christ, nature, whatever it is. I realized at that moment that God is bigger than the MS, bigger than my fears, and can heal this supposedly incurable disease. God can do anything. It was the answer. In that moment, I completely surrendered the illness to God. I let go. And that's such a big thing, is to just let go and not be in your head trying to figure it out and analyze and control it, because that just totally blocks it. It's just let it go to God. There's nothing bigger and better than God, and let God take it. Get out of the way, and all of a sudden, all these amazing things started happening when I did that. The complete surrender of the MS in every aspect to God was the first and most profound step in my healing process. I felt as though I placed the MS in my hands and handed it all over to God. Here, God, I give this to you to do with what you will. It's giving God the power to do with it what God will do with it. Not what I want him to do with it, what God will do with it. I felt as though, here, God, I give this to you to do with as you will. I then experienced a wave of relief, as though in that moment, God picked it up and held it. And on some level inside myself, unknown and unknowable to me before, the illness was healed in an instant. And I just felt it just left me. All the pain and fear and everything just left in an instant. It's so amazing when you work with God. This is the God that goes by many names: Allah, God, Goddess, Buddha, Christ, love, universal truth, the one, nature. It is any belief higher than oneself that brings us into our hearts, our soul, our deepest truth, our essence. Essence is the place inside us where we meet God. It is the truest, most complete and loving part of who we are. It is our truth. When we connect and honor that truth within us, all things are possible. The result is an astounding miracle, the miracle of healing love. It truly is a miracle. It's just like things started happening. I started getting information that just came to me about what to do, what to eat, who to be with, who not be with. What followed was 4 years journeying into the deepest realms of my being, connecting profoundly with God, my true essence, and my inner healer. Ultimately, I was required to heal every aspect of my life to effect the complete healing of the MS in my body. You have to heal everything. It's not just healing the MS. One time I worked with a medical doctor, an MD, and he came to me because he had just been diagnosed with MS, and he says, I'm not going to take those drugs that they tell you to take with MS. They're terrible. He said, I want you to help me. So he hired me, and within 3 months he was symptom-free, but I could still feel the illness in him. And he said, well, I'm just going to quit because I feel great. The symptoms are gone. I said, no, you can't quit until the illness is completely gone. And he quit anyway, and within a month he was back, and he said, all my symptoms are back. I said, I know, that's because you got to get rid of all of it. You know, like kind of like they tell us to get rid of, like if we get a cut or something, or cleaning out an infection, they say you have to take all the penicillin before you stop. This is the same thing. You have to get rid of all the illness, whether it's MS, cancer, AIDS, diabetes, heart disease. It's not just MS, it's everything. Any illness or injury or divorce or finances, it's anything that you're needing to heal and bring to that higher level of energy and health. The next critical stage in my healing process became clear to me one day when I got very angry with my body for being sick. I yelled at it, I felt betrayed, abandoned, victimized, and furious with it. Then I suddenly became aware of an energy moving up through my cells and nerves from the very core of my being. It was as if my deepest being was crying with a profound and intense grief, saying, if you get mad at me, I can only become more sick. I need you to love me, and I will heal. In that moment, I knew, without a doubt, that only by loving my body and this illness, with all its symptoms, was I going to fully heal it. In that moment, I made a complete and sincere commitment to my body, my being, my life, to love it. I vowed that every decision from now on would be one of love for my body and all aspects of the MS. So this was such a huge piece of the healing, and you can do this with anything. You can do this in relationships, with sickness, with illness, with animals, because everything responds to love. So if you have something that you need to heal, just send it love. It's amazing how it works. Where I live over there was horses, and they didn't get along at all. So I just started sending them love one day, and they would stand apart. One horse bullied the other horse, and not the next day, but the next day they came in and they were standing side by side, which they never, ever, ever did. And I've been here 5 years. And they were standing side by side, and they would walk together like this after I sent them both love. And they never came apart again. And before, they were always far apart and fighting and biting each other. And so just as an example, I would go into my big bully of a sister and how I healed things with her by sending her love, and she completely transformed. And it's just this energy that we all have that we can use for anything and everything, and it heals everything. It's just amazing. It's like a miracle. Anyway, in the 4 years of healing that followed, I began to learn the beautiful, precise, articulate, and correct language of love for my body and being. As I began to profoundly love my body and the MS, loving the MS or the illness or the situation is really important. And a lot of people go, well, how do I love it? I hate that, or I hate that person, or I hate that situation, or whatever it is. You don't have to say anything. Just bring it up in your heart. Like, bring love into your heart. Think of or feel, it's not thinking, it's feeling something that you love, and activate your heart into loving that loving energy. It's just an energy, and send that energy to that person or that situation or that illness or injury, and just send them love. And it's just amazing. Watch what happens. It's like a miracle. So I'm just teaching people how to use that energy everywhere in their life. It does amazing things. It was like the lights came on. Whenever I felt that light, I knew I was healing. Gradually, I began to become conscious of an amazing truth. I realized that every symptom had a specific reason for its existence. It was not present just to annoy me or make me suffer, as we are taught to believe. Rather, each symptom contains within it an answer for how I was to heal. So the symptom, that thing that we're all trying to get rid of because it's so scary and it hurts, or it's scary and we want to get rid of it, and we think it's attacking us, it's not. The symptom is used by our body in a way to communicate with us, because it's how it gets your attention. So when you have a symptom, so it's like, say your arm hurts. So if it hurts, let yourself really feel the hurt, and just say yes to it, because mostly we say no because it hurts and we want it to go away. Let yourself really feel it for just a little while, not think it, but feel it, and just say yes to it. And start sending love into it. Just very gently, kindly, it's very soft, gentle, sweet love, and just sending it into the pain of whatever the situation is, and watch what happens. It completely shifts the energy of what's happening. So just try it. Give it a try. I began to allow myself to step into the symptom with love, to fully feel, embrace, and engage the symptom rather than cringe or run in fear or attempt to block, suppress, or get rid of it, which is what we normally do, right? I would ask the symptom why it was there, and listening deeply, I would hear an answer in return. For instance, it was that half pound of M&Ms you ate yesterday. I'm like, oh man, that was so good. And I thought, yeah, because M&Ms at that time were really bad for MS because they were full of saturated fats. I then remembered that brief moment of rebellion. I would tell my body that I was sincerely sorry. So it's just treating your body like somebody that you love, like your best friend, and sincerely being sorry if you've done something that wasn't good for it. Then I would ask my body what it needed from me to heal. It would give me a remedy such as 3 primrose oil capsules to counteract the saturated fat, which is very bad for MS, and drink lots of water to flush out the toxins. I would do what it asked of me, and that symptom would disappear and completely forever. Each symptom I engaged in this way deepened the overall healing of the illness. So just knowing that the symptoms is there as a way of helping you heal, because it'll tell you exactly what it needs for you to do to heal whatever's going on in your life. So I'm going to just use MS, but it can be any illness or injury or situation. But your body will tell you exactly what you need to do to heal it, because our bodies are designed to heal. We're not just left here with nothing to do to heal. So count on your body. Listen to your body. Eventually I learned that for the MS to heal, I had to heal everything else in my life, including relationships, self-concepts, old wounds, everything. When I did something that was not in harmony with the healing, my body would let me know quickly and intensely with a new frightening symptom that would put me down in bed for 3 days every time. Believe me, I learned quickly not to disregard my body. It meant business and wanted to heal too, because like I said, your body's natural state is to be healthy and well and whole all the time, and it's constantly trying to get back to that state. So if something's happening in your life that's making you sick or injured or unhealthy, your body will start telling you what to do, but it's going into the symptom and listening to what the symptom is telling you. It would not put up with my silly or rebellious games and would let me know when I was strayed from the healing path. This is why we are not victims of our body. It wants to heal too. We have incredible communication system built into our being. The system tells us exactly what it needs to heal. Our body knows how to heal itself. Our body knows how to heal itself. Our body knows how to heal itself. It has everything it needs, and it's telling you all the time what it needs. It is the body's natural state to be healthy and knows how to reach that end. This process took me into some very wounded areas. This, I discovered, is why I originally contracted the MS. I needed to heal my abusive past and bring in love that my body and being so desperately needed. Not just human love, but also the deep healing of God's love. So when you have something like this is a pretty incredible illness, like MS cancer, all these really intense illnesses. So they're not just there for no reason. They're there for a reason, to help you heal whatever it is inside you that needs to heal. And we all have stuff that needs to heal. So just really learning to know that this illness, there's a tribe in New Guinea that when someone gets an illness like this, that's really severe, they celebrate that person, because that person gets to go on that inner journey that everybody else in the tribe wants to go on, but they can't get there because they don't know how to do it without their body showing them how to do it. And if you're sick or injured, your body will automatically start showing you how to do it. So it's an interesting thought to think that they celebrate it when we like, oh no, I have this illness, but it is scary, so that's understandable. But there are people who celebrate it because that person gets to go on that incredible inner journey, which is just amazing. When I was healing, I was constantly going, oh my gosh, this is so amazing how this works, how my body heals itself. I never knew that before, and I never would have known it if I wouldn't have gotten this most scary illness that just blew me away. So know that if you get sick, it can be a good thing, even if it doesn't seem like it. During the years of my healing process, I developed a strong and intimate relationship with my body and the illness. They became my best friends. I wanted only to support and love them, to listen and attend to their needs. It was almost like taking care of a needy baby or child. You have to surrender to what is being asked of you with love, and you can receive great rewards in return. In these years, I learned that fear is an illusion. Fear is a familiar presence for those facing a debilitating disease. It sure was to me. One day, I was so tired of trying to outrun fear that I finally turned around in anger and stared it down. I was amazed to learn that behind the fear was the truth of the situation, and that the truth was always the exact opposite of the fear. But I had to face the fear first to get to the truth. I began to look forward to facing the fear so I could see what the truth might be. Truth was always so much kinder than the fear. At the time of my diagnosis, I was immensely out of balance and alignment. My 4-year healing process walked me step by step back to my natural balance. I knew the day, the moment that I hit my balance. I felt it. All the cogs slipped into alignment with each other. Whoop! I hit the balance. The healing was complete. And I just felt it in my whole body. It's like everything just slipped back into place, and I was done. The healing was over, and the MS was healed. So it took 4 years of very intense, like everything I did, everything I said, everything I thought, every action I took was all directed towards healing the MS. And I had to listen to God mostly and my body, because all of those things are connected. So there's this incredible energy just built into everything to tell you what you need to do to heal anything and everything. So I hope that helps. Let me just read the aftermath. But there was one part of me that didn't want to completely let go of the MS. This I discovered was when I went to Dr. Ibrahim Jaffe's School for Energetic Healing. The MS had become my meter in life, always letting me know when I was off. I would simply go into the symptom and it would tell me where and how I needed to get back to balance. The thought of letting go of this companion was like saying goodbye to a very dear friend. But eventually, through more energetic healing, I released it and replaced it with God. Now my relationship with the design lets me know when I'm out of balance. More importantly, I discovered a deeper reason to exist in the world. It is to give back. I realized that God gave me this incredible gift of healing, and I am now to share it with others who struggle with MS and other illnesses and injuries. All the information out there says you can't heal the disease or cure the disease. It is incurable. There are only drugs to take to treat it, but I can say with certainty that there are other possibilities for its healing. I am now the person I was searching for when I was first diagnosed. I remember thinking then, if I can find one person who has healed themselves of MS, then I can too. The process of connecting with and embracing your inner healer is an exquisite experience. It does, however, require a sincere and strong commitment to the healing process. When that commitment is made, it is possible to heal MS, sclerosis, or stop its progression, or to at least feel a whole lot better. I'm living proof of it. I believe the information essential for healing lives is within all of us. I'm convinced that this is true for MS or any disease, injury, or disorder. It is about surrendering completely to God, to deep love, to the innate inner healer within, and then listening deeply and trusting what you hear. Illness can be your most profound teacher. What a simple, profound, loving, and amazing process where all of the answers are intact, inside, available through the very thing that is the issue. I found that the answer to healing the MS was in the MS, and that my greatest fear became my greatest gift. The end. But it's really only just the beginning. So I work with people worldwide. Like I said, I do energetic healing sessions. I do support groups. You can find me on Facebook, on LinkedIn. healingms@yahoo.com is my website. You can always email me on my website, or go to on my email, or go to my website, which is healingms@yahoo.com. And I give presentations. So if you are looking for someone to give a presentation on this kind of thing, alternative healing, I am more than happy to do that. I work on Skype with people all over the world. So just know that if you're sick and you're struggling with it, and I work with people all the time that are struggling with it, and as I talk to them about this and how I healed my MS, it just really lifts their hopes and gives them hope that they can heal theirs too, because you can, because we all have that ability to heal. So thank you very much. Please give me a call. I'd be more than happy to talk to you and give you more information. I give a free half-hour consultation, and I can just talk to you about this work and let you know how we can work together. So have a wonderful day. So nice to talk to you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.